It's the one and only
Carrie Bickmore.
And Tommy Little.
This
Is Carrie and Tommy.
Yeah, welcome to another Carrie and Tommy podcast. How are you guys?
Good. How are you going?
Bit going on over here.
What do you mean?
I just tried to put my hoodie on before and I put it on backwards, and it's still one of the most terrifying
very
seconds in
vulnerable.
life, because the world just disappears and you're in darkness and you don't know what's happened and why, and you think, have I died?
And then if you pull it down,
Yeah,
you've
and
just got a little pouch.
A little popcorn catcher in front of your face.
Well, despite the fact that you can't work out which way to put a hoodie on,
Mm-hmm.
I have to give you huge props and tell you how incredible your comedy show is at the International Comedy Festival. And I encourage everybody to go along and see it. You're looking at me like I'm going to crack a joke.
It sounds like a stitch-up.
No,
it's only 2
it's
weeks
not.
ago. I'd love to see you there.
It's not. We had some friends of our show and some staff go see it last night. Some of
Yes.
our team went. And I don't know if she's told you directly, but one of the team members I was chatting with her this morning, and she said, I said, how was Tommy's show? And she said, I loved it. And I said, isn't it amazing? And she said, wow, just wow. And she thought it was incredible, and I think it's your best show you've done in years, and every year just gets better and better, and I know that you put a lot of effort into it, and we all just wanted to say congratulations because it's an exceptional show.
Oh, thanks, Bickers. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Is that it? Just
What do you
there's
mean?
I don't know. I feel like I'm about to be pranked or something.
No, Jez even cried. Did you cry, Jez? At what point did you cry? Oh, actually, there was one bit that made me sad when you talk about your mind. Anyway, I'm not going to give it all away, but that bit did make me sad. But no, it's just such a funny
happy
show.
Yes.
I'm surprised how many people are taking their kids to it, but, each their own.
Yeah, I got a really lovely message from someone who, and it started with, I took my 13 and 15-year-old to a show, and I'm like, oh, no. And then it was just lovely. It was, haven't seen them that happy in ages. It was great, loved it. So, yes, as you said, there's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I would love to see you there.
But anyway, no,
Thank
this
you.
is not a stitch up.
Geez, we were going to start the show in different ways.
Yeah,
Why?
you
How
a
are
bit
you gonna start the
worried
show?
about what you're going to do?
Oh, I was just going to ask when you joined the Kremlin.
Is this because of the hat?
Since you're wearing a big furry hat.
Hello, he's a big
Hello.
I
It's a Carrie.
say something lovely to you, and you're criticising my hat. To be fair, it's a lot fairer in real life than it was when I ordered it.
I'm just waiting for the guards to change.
Or Carrie to crack open and lots of little Carries to come out of Carrie.
100%. I'm just, when's
Is
the
it-
Kransky ready?
Is it, is it too much?
No. Let's have some borscht.
When are we going to the Gulag?
Oh, we have a trip. Oh, listen at 131060 if you want to come to the Gulag.
Do you
Yeah, or
think
Siberia.
that maybe outside, if we weren't inside, do you think it would be better if it was a cold day?
If we were outside in the Arctic, yes, or perhaps if you're planning to, maybe you're catching a flight to Siberia later.
So, because I do want to talk later in the program about the mental health crisis in our country. Should I not do it with my furry hat on?
I think you should. Oh, I think you should eat. No, you do whatever
I
you
mean,
want.
it'll just make me fit with the subject because I do look a little bit nuts.
I just mean you can tell what your favourite drink is when you're wearing that hat.
Vodka.
No, lemon ruskies.
Anyway, what's coming up?
Heaps coming up, including because we got some cash to give away later in the show. We got an amazing comedian who I've been watching for years online, and
gonna
we get
talk
to meet
Robbie
him
Williams?
in the face. We are going to talk
Yes.
Robbie Williams, who's had something that hasn't existed in this world for ages, and he's got it. But up next, the Lost and Found for Uber has been released. All the items that they've found in the back of Ubers. I'll tell you what they are next.
Carrie and Tommy.
For your Wednesday Arvo, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little for the drive home.
Because Uber has released its annual Lost and Found Index. Have you left anything in the back of an Uber?
Oh, I'm sure. Phone, wallet, keys.
Have you actually?
I don't think.
Did have house keys once.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I think my son left a phone and I got it back.
Well done.
Yes.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well,
Mine's never out of my hands to lose it.
They've got these from around the world. That's very true. They've got these from around the world. And, of course, you've got that weird bag that you put around
Not anymore.
your little Esche
Everyone
strap.
mocked me for that, so I got rid of it.
Oh, buzzy.
Now I just have it, but without the strap.
They said out of all the cities in the world, New York is the most forgetful city.
Oh.
And then they go through some of the more unique items they've found. Now, you think, oh, great, because if I've lost this, I'll be able to get reunited with it. No, it's too late now. You can, of course, retrieve stuff from Ubers, and any times when my brother lost his phone, the Uber driver was great bringing it back. There's a
You have to
feature
pay?
now. There
like
is
$20.
Yes, there is a fee, but
Oh,
absolutely
that's
worth it to get
lovely.
your phone back. But he said this is just to celebrate the most unique and commonly forgotten items.
Do we
reminding
believe
you-
these? Are they so outrageous that it's nearly impossible that
They're
someone would have?
outrageous, but I don't know why you'd make them up.
Okay, like what?
Fresh breast milk is one.
I actually have expressed breast milk in the back of a taxi.
Well, there
Didn't
you
leave
go.
it there. Took
There
it
you
with
go.
me because it's gold.
15 hookers. I'm assuming they mean the pipes that you smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know what. Yep.
You know what a hooker pipe
No,
is?
of course I don't.
Don't you?
No,
It's like your
Shisha.
other- yeah.
no, I don't know that.
You don't know what shisha is either.
I've
You need,
heard of
to,
it.
you need to get more cultural. Live a little. Ozempic's been found in the back.
Oh,
10 live lobsters.
how do you leave that there? Because that would be in quite a large container.
It would smell quite a lot too.
But maybe if you've chucked it in the boot. But imagine, because
Oh, my
assuming you're getting the
God.
lobsters to cook up for
Yes.
a feast, and then
Yeah.
like,
You
get
did you
there
get the
and
lobsters?
no.
And I mean, this one has the same one. Imagine getting home and your missus goes, "What, Gary? Where's your whole urinal?"
What?
And he goes, "I've left it in the Uber." Oh, someone left a whole
No,
urinal.
see, this is a bit where they didn't.
I just
A
reckon they
urinal
did.
in an Uber. What?
it's-
Just one of the little porcelain bits?
It just says a whole urinal. A taxidermied rabbit.
Our producers give me the thumbs up. You weren't there. You don't know this. Just you give me the thumbs up.
from Uber, though.
Yeah. Yes.
Doesn't
thank
mean
you.
anything.
Yes, it does. It means it's official. Thank you,
Uber's the
Sammy.
most trusted company in the world.
A mannequin head with human hair. You know those creepy ones that
Yes.
hairdressers use? They're so scary.
My daughters have them, and sometimes when the lights are off at night, and I come downstairs and I go, "Oh!" and then I remember that it's. I think one's called Dorothy or something.
This
It's
would be,
just Dorothy.
this would be the most annoying one because I imagine you would be taking these home to slam down to your partner and say, "I've had enough and I need you to sign." Oh no, I've left the divorce papers in the Uber.
Maybe that's a sign.
That you're forgetful.
No.
And that's
She's
what
like,
your
"Of
partner
course you
always
have."
complains about. Yeah. You couldn't even divorce me right, you idiot. Food items, including a 5-gallon bucket of beans,
5 gallons.
108 eggs.
But you know why I reckon it would be more likely to be doing it in New York is because New York, everyone just jumps in out of Ubers and taxis just even to do life. Like, you know how a lot of countries, everyone drives everywhere. No one drives in New York.
But you can imagine, you think you would remember, oh God, I've chucked the urinal in the back.
But maybe you're going to your job or going to work and you just put the beans in there to go to your Mexican joint. and you
5
forget.
gallons of beans is like
So much.
heaps.
So much. A set of Shrek ears. Did I say a Viking drinking horn? Did I say Ozempic?
Yep.
Ozempic? Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good find for somebody. It's a short supply.
What, you just having one dose of Ozempic, Carrie?
Maybe if you're like
How many do you
running
need?
low.
yeah, maybe it's 5 gallons of it.
I reckon if you had all the beans, it'd
You'd
blow
do the
out the
same
back
thing.
end pretty hard. 13 10 60. I don't. Oh, Sammy wanted me to mention there was a live turtle.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I didn't mention that one. I found that one a bit sad.
that's sad. Was it in a cage or something, or just on the back
But also,
seat?
imagine the turtle going, "I'll just quickly jump out."
Oh,
the
no!
door's shutting. He'll remember
Oh, you should do the voice of a turtle.
for
You're
the
good.
rest of the show.
No, just
Okay.
in there.
Yes,
Turtle
Animation
might be
or
joining us
something.
for the time game later on.
That's not a bad idea.
It's verging on sloth a bit.
13 10 60. I'm all alone.
Are you the turtle now or the sloth?
I was being me. 13 10 60. I don't care for what you lost in the back of the Uber, but sorry. Actually, I'll take it. I'll take whatever you lost, but I'd also love to know because often these items are intercepted before an Uber driver gets it because you jump in and you're the next passenger and you're
notice
like,
it.
holy hell, I've got myself a turtle. And the turtle goes, who are you? 13 10 60. Give us a call. What have you found in the back of an Uber?
Carrie and Tommy.
You Wednesday, Arvo. It is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little. And on 13 10 60, what did you find in the back of the Uber?
Why are people not finding weird stuff in the back of Ubers? What's going on?
They are. We've got Nick on the line. Nick, what happened?
Good afternoon, guys. How are we?
Yeah, good,
living
thanks,
the dream, Nick. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
It's good.
Um,
You've heard the list of what we had here.
Breast milk?
Yeah, breast milk. Did you
Oh,
find
did
breast
you
milk?
leave your breast milk there, Nick?
Did you leave your 15 hookers in the back?
Definitely not 15 hookers. I don't think the wife would be too happy about that.
No, they're
Not a
the
smoker.
they're the shishas. Yeah, of course, not
Yeah.
a smoker. Okay, what'd you find, Nick?
Not what I found, but I left my phone in the back of an Uber once on King Street in the middle of Newcastle
Yes.
on a drunken night with the boys.
Yes.
Ended up ringing my phone from my mate's phone, and another Uber passenger had answered and had to tell the Uber driver to come back around and drop my phone off for them.
Well, that's handy.
That's very good.
Do you think anyone's ever left their kid in there?
Is this you trying to tell us you've left
No,
your
I
kid
just
in
was
there?
I reckon
thinking
it'd
about
be
how
okay if,
you
you know.
jumped in an Uber and you've like got lots of stuff or shopping, and then you get out and the Uber drives off and your kid's still sitting in there.
Do you know a great feature? I was in my friend's car.
13, 10, 6 if you have.
13. Oh, God, I just want to repeat you. I was in my friend's car the other day. She's a mum,
Yeah.
and I was in the passenger seat. It was just the two of us. And when she turned off the car and went to get out, the car goes, check the back seats. It said that. And I
Oh,
laughed.
I think you were telling us this.
I laughed and I said, as if you need that
no,
feature.
remember I told you that sad story?
Yeah,
of
but
people
she
leave
goes,
their kids
she goes,
in the cars
she goes
accidentally?
every time. She goes, even when her son's not in the back, when it goes check the back seats, she will say, "Who's in the back seats?" And her son will say, "Me." And so she just says it, and yeah,
What a great
it's a cool feature. Thank you, Nick.
What
G'day,
about
Liz.
Liz?
You try me.
Liz, are you there?
Oh, yes, I'm here. Sorry.
What
Yes.
did you leave or find in the back of an Uber?
Well, my daughter actually found a very nice leather jacket.
Ooh.
Really?
Yes.
And
Yeah, she hopped in the Uber, and there it was, her size, just waiting for her. So she just put it on, and after the ride, just thank you very much, and off she went. And she still has it to this day.
What brand was it,
quality.
Liz?
Oh, I don't know, but, she's really into the brand, so I'm sure it was a good one.
I'm
Otherwise,
She
she
just
probably would have
took
left it there.
I mean, I guess it's
Yeah.
nobody else's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, no. I mean, I'm sure I'd be a bit sad if I left mine in the car, but she found it. Yeah, finders keepers. Yeah. But when you were saying how somebody left the child, well,
Yes.
years ago, my mother actually left my sister on the side of the road after getting the rest of us in the car after our ballet lessons. Yeah. She drove off without Cassandra and got halfway across the Commonwealth Bridge and then realised, where's Cassandra? And there she was sitting in the gutter crying her little eyes out. We had to go back and pick her up. So, yeah, it does happen.
And how's Cassandra now? Does she have issues?
Oh, I'm sure she does, yeah. She's never had children, so she probably, was tainted by that episode and thought she'd never had kids, so she never did.
Maybe she has, and she's
Cassandra.
forgotten them.
Maybe she left them behind, yeah. You never know.
Good on you, Liz. Thank you. G'day, TK.
How you going?
Yeah, pretty good. What did you find?
I found a set of Lexus car keys.
Did you?
Oh.
Yeah.
And obviously you handed them in?
No, I woke up the next morning and realised that I had them in my pocket.
Mhm.
And it was in Sydney when we found them, and we live in Newcastle, so there was no point in me taking them back. So they're just like in a keepsake box at home for things I picked up when I've been drinking.
Just take them out around and have a little crack, see if they open any cars.
That's correct. So every time I go down, I take it down just in case I find that car.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like we should have gone with our callers first. Like, they were great, wonderful callers. But when we started, 10 live
a urinary
lobsters,
a urinary.
a urinary.
What was it called?
A whole urinal.
Urinal.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
It's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
Because on 131060, very simple question.
Yeah.
Have you got scurvy? Or have you ever had scurvy?
I didn't even know we had scurvy in this country.
Well, I'm about to get to you, to the person that I knew that had scurvy, but he's the only person I've ever heard of in my life.
What is scurvy?
Until it's it's a good question.
It's an olden daisy thing, but is it like
Yes, well, it was
you
from
just
when
get
you
sick,
you
or-
had no fruit or vegetables, you'd get scurvy. So then all you have to do to treat it is have some fruit and
Oh,
vegetables.
is it easy as that?
I think so, but you won't believe who's got scurvy or had it. Robbie Williams.
He's got it now, or do you mean when he was younger, or
No, he said he was. He's been trying a appetite suppressant to lose weight, and he said I stopped eating and I wasn't getting nutrients. This is a recent story, so it's earlier this year. We've been told, yeah, it's scurvy. So
way.
then he got diagnosed with scurvy, as he said, a 17th century pirate disease.
I mean, how come half of our children of this nation don't have it then? Because they don't eat fruit and veggies.
Don't they get force-fed them?
Oh, there's only a certain age that you can
But I don't think you
jam it
understand.
in their mouth.
This is like...
or puree, mix it into other foods.
But this is like none.
Like
it's not
none
like
at
you're
all.
not having enough.
Yeah.
It's none. And the other person I know is a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
He's a comedian. You would remember this Meredith Brooks song.
I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint.
I do not feel the same. Oh, I thought it was do not feel the same. Do not feel ashamed. You go, Meredith.
Yeah. My friend Chris Franklin released a very popular cover of that song at the time called Bloke.
I'm a bloke, I'm a yobbo, and me best mate's name is Robbo. Winfield is me cigarette. I dress in flannelette, share a singlet that is blue.
So how's this? And he had scurvy, yeah, and now he's fine. But so scurvy is a condition caused by a severe lack of vitamin C in the diet. So yeah, if you don't have enough fruits and veggies, symptoms may not occur for a few months after, but it causes bruising, bleeding gums, weakness, fatigue, and rashes are amongst symptoms.
Oh.
Yep, and the treatment, just take some vitamin C and eat some citrus fruit, potatoes, broccolis, and strawberries.
Easy does it.
We've got Deborah here. G'day, Deb.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I never thought we'd be talking about this, but we're talking about scurvy. And if people have just tuned in, no, you haven't gone through a time warp and you're listening to The Wireless from 200 years ago. We're talking about it now. Have you had scurvy, Deb?
No, I taught a child that had scurvy.
Really?
What, recently?
In the last 5 years, yes.
Wow.
Oh, that's so sad. Did they get very sick?
Yes, they got to a point where they had to be flown to a major children's hospital because he couldn't walk.
Oh, poor thing.
And it was a direct relation, do you believe, to malnutrition?
Absolutely. He
Oh.
ate Vegemite sandwiches and caramello bears. That was it.
Oh, that makes me sad.
Yeah, it makes me sad too.
No, it was a parent problem.
Yeah.
I
And then
know,
did he
but-
make a recovery?
Yes, he did, but he was very, very ill and in John Hunter Children's Hospital for quite some time.
Wow. So maybe because it's more common.
I wonder if there's other old-timey diseases that people are getting that we don't know about.
Ooh.
Like I think it's is it South Africa at the moment, there's a measles outbreak. Like measles was eradicated years ago. And
I
then
think they had one in Texas the other
was
day
it
as
Texas?
well.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because Trump was saying to have, there was some ridiculous
something
way
like
that you
that.
could cure it.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was now. What was it? It was something insane
'Cause
anyway.
sometimes, there's a lot of like supplements. My housemate started taking these like daily greens supplements.
Oh, yeah.
And the farts that resulted from them.
My friend's doing a liver cleanse and she's been so sick. I said, I think it's meant to make you feel better, not worse.
How crook?
She's just on shakes and stuff. Like, no, isn't she's not shaking. She's just drinking shakes. And then she's
Oh.
like spewing and got headaches. I'm like, I don't know about this stuff that's meant to make you feel better.
So should we do, what about we do both?
Old-timey diseases.
Have you got or had an old-timey disease or has what you've done to try and be good for your body resulted in
Yes.
it being even worse?
Right.
Give us a call, 13 10 60.
Carrie and Tommy.
For your Wednesday, Arvo, it's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little. And on 13 10 60, have you got an old-timey illness?
Yes, or are you trying to stave them off and is it backfiring? Because Robbie Williams has scurvy.
It's so weird.
So weird.
It's also like such a daggy thing to get. Like it doesn't feel like a cool kind of, not that there's cool diseases.
Cool disease. What are the hot ones?
No, you just think of his rock star lifestyle and he's got scurvy. I mean, it
Yes.
probably makes sense, doesn't it? He says it's because he was taking an appetite suppressant.
Yes.
So he wasn't eating enough fruit and veggies.
Yes. G'day, Jane.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Have you had scurvy?
I have indeed. I'm 55 and I had scurvy about 5 years ago.
What? How? Why? What happened?
So I was vegan, so I was eating a lot of fruit and vegetables.
You were vegan and you got scurvy.
I did indeed. I also had vitamin D deficiency. I actually went to the doctor because I had bleeding gums, had the bruising, had the rashing, and I had problems with my joints and my muscles.
Yeah.
And so all those symptoms are specific to leukemia as well. So I was tested for leukemia and vitamin C was just sort of an ad hoc add-on, and I came back as being vitamin C deficient. So yes, I got scurvy, and one of my best mates sent me a big pirate ship balloon for my birthday.
Hey,
So
Jane.
I disagree, Carrie. I think it's pretty cool to get scurvy.
Sounds cool, Jane.
Hey, Jane, that's way better than
A cancer.
getting leukemia,
Yes.
right?
Oh, absolutely.
And-
But
and
yeah, so they're very similar in the way they present.
How quick? That's fascinating. And how quick is the turnaround? So when you're presenting and you're quite sick, how long does the recovery take when you start chowing
For
down
me,
vitamin
it's-
C's?
Yeah, so for me it was a few months, but I also went vegetarian. That also didn't help. So I then went pescatarian. So obviously everybody's body is different and how
Yeah.
they absorb and stuff. But yeah.
It's so fascinating. I mean, the world and humans are fascinating. The idea that you go, I have scurvy, and then you go, I'm vegan. You're like, that surely can't exist. But yeah, it does.
Good on you, Jane.
Thank you.
What about Kayla? Hey, Kayla.
Hi.
Have you got an old-timey illness?
Well, I assumed it was because I'd never heard of it until my son got it and then gave it to my whole household.
What was it?
He was almost 2 at the time. He got scabies.
Scabies?
you know-
How do you get scabies?
I honestly don't know how he got it, but it was impossible to get rid of. I had to
That's not hand, foot, and mouth.
Yeah, but worse. Like he had to have bleach baths and everything. It was horrible, and it was so hard to get rid of. And he gave it to a couple of friends of ours that came and visited, and it actually triggered a rare autoimmune disease that he had laying dormant. And then I was like, so it was a lot.
Because they bury under your skin, don't they, Kayla? And they get all through like your bedding and stuff.
Yeah, it was horrible. When I thought I got rid of it, days later, someone showed up with a new rash or bump, and I'm just like, it took like 4 months to get rid
What
of
do
it.
you
It was
mean they
impossible.
bury under your skin?
So-
They're like a bug.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
I'm
like-
looking at a picture on the
they're like-
internet.
they're-
That is disgusting.
They're like bed bugs on crack. And we've just found out, our producer, Zoe, did you have scabies?
Really badly, yeah.
What happened?
Last year, at the start of 2024, I got them from a boy.
I was because I was about to say I once got a new girlfriend and I got a rash on my arm and I went to the doctor and he goes, I think it's scabies.
You're
right?
allergic to your girlfriend.
Well, he goes, I think it's scabies.
Oh, my
and then
God.
I got all the information about it and I was terrified. Anyway, it ended up being I was allergic to like her shampoo.
Did you ask her if she had scabies?
No, I just assumed
You just dumped her, didn't you?
she did. No?
Zoe, were you really sick?
Oh, God, yeah, it was awful. Because then they gave me steroids and the scabies loved it. They went for
Oh,
it.
and they got bigger.
No, so you're not actually allergic to the scabies. You're allergic to them dying in your skin.
Oh.
So what, can you see the little things crawling?
No, you can't see the mites. You see your reaction. So as they start dying and defecating, you start reacting. And that's how you find out you've got it.
God.
And
It's like between your fingers and your toes.
Did you have to get rid of your bedding and stuff like that?
Oh, God, yeah. I had it this is embarrassing. I had it for like 5 months. Could not get rid of them. They became drug resistant.
And so
Did you tell him?
Oh, God, yeah. I make him pay for it to this day. That was awful.
Did he have the same symptoms?
Yeah, he did. He thought it was eczema.
And so did you stay?
Yeah, likely story.
Did you stay together during were you scabby buddies?
Yeah, we were for a few weeks and then he dumped me. So that was the cherry.
Oh, my God. Are you joking?
I wish I was joking, Gary.
But maybe Zoe's were heaps worse. Were your scabies worse than his?
Well,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh, my God. The gall. Where is this man?
right.
I need to
I
chat to
know.
him.
No, why do you want scabies?
No, not in person. Do it on the phone. I just want to give him a piece of my mind.
What
What's he
would you
doing?
say?
Zoe's a catch. And he's an idiot.
I don't think. Do you still want this dude?
No,
No, I'm just not saying he just needs to learn. When he sees something good, hold on to it.
He did and gave her scabies.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
It's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little, and build a Minecraft movie meal at Macca's with one of 6 collectible toys and your choice of a Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with the new Nether Flame sauce. A Minecraft movie is only in cinemas.
So right now I want to hear from anyone who is on a wait list to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Wait times are insane at the moment. I was reading the average wait time is 77 days to get an appointment, with some people waiting up to 8 months. That's 8 months for someone struggling desperately who's found the courage to ask for help and then they call up and find they've got to wait months before they can get in to see someone. Only just the other day, I actually tried 4 places for a friend that desperately needs help at the moment, and I was told each one said the earliest appointment was in 3 months' time. And I thought, for that friend who had finally said, okay, I will see someone, not only is that deflating, but I think it's incredibly dangerous too, because the courage it takes to actually say I need help, to then not be able to access the help right away, I think puts people in a very, very, very dangerous position. I tried to look into this, particularly because the upcoming election, there's been a lot of commitments from both sides of Parliament. I think the Coalition has committed something around 900 mil. I think Labor's said yesterday a $1 billion plan. And I was like, what is the problem? What's going on here? I think 500 psychiatrists the other day wrote to the health minister to explain what was going on. They talked about a severe shortage of psychiatrists at the moment. I know that exists for psychologists as well, particularly in rural areas, which is, they believe, leading to a negative impact on patient care, that it's really impacting on their ability to do their jobs properly because there's such a staff shortage, but also staff burnout because they're taking on more patients. And I guess the job itself, it would obviously lead to burnout, the issues you're dealing with on a daily basis. And the other thing is demand has gone through the roof. There's been a 50% increase in young people needing mental health help since 2007. There's issues of cost of living, domestic violence, addiction, the list goes on with what people are struggling with. There's been a surge in people wanting an ADHD diagnosis, which I think is a very interesting area to have this conversation. I don't know if you saw former Australian of the Year Patrick McGorry's comments. He's been copping a bit of flack around an article he wrote around ADHD diagnosis. An increase he believes is partly driven by fashion, the popularity of the diagnosis. He believes we need a review of the system. He did say that the world of psychology and psychiatry has been turned upside down in this country. And one of the things he said, which I think is incredible, is that the stigma has been removed, that the idea of getting a diagnosis or a label has gone and people want to get help, which is an incredible place to be in, but not if they can't get the help.
Yeah.
Because as I said before, it's deflating and it is, I believe, also dangerous. This was him on the project last night. He was clarifying his comments that he's copped some flack for, and I think it's a very interesting thing, particularly if you've been searching for an ADHD diagnosis yourself. Have a listen to what he had to say.
It's 2 problems, underdiagnosis and now there is overdiagnosis. There are people who, if you look at the criteria, they're things like, delayed homework, trouble concentrating. They're quite vague, the criteria. So almost everyone can actually identify with them up to a point. So it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum in the community. And at the severe end, you can diagnose it as a mental disorder, which impairs your role functioning and your relationships. That's the criteria for a mental disorder. But you've got a lot of other people that are seeing these features and criteria and identifying with them, but they actually are functioning quite well and they don't need treatment.
It's so interesting. So when I got my diagnosis, my doctor said something to me which I'd never thought of. And he said there are so many different types of ADHD now. He said the reason it seems in vogue is because it is, which doesn't mean it's not real, but he said there are different types. So there is a genetic passed down from your parents. So my mum has ADHD, my brother, and he goes, I think you're more down the genetic end.
Right.
But he said the society that we live in today, due to screens being everywhere, everything changing so quickly, that actually a lot of it can be environmental. And that doesn't mean that you aren't experiencing some form of ADHD, but it means your environment is the thing that you need to work on, and simply medicating like you would do if it was a genetic predisposition, simply medicating is not the answer for you.
Well, I also didn't understand the difference between psychiatry and psychology, that psychiatrists can prescribe medication, psychologists are there often to talk about the environmental, social issues going on and implications. And you think about, if you want to see a psychologist, to find a psychologist that you can feel comfortable with, that you connect with, doesn't always happen the first go. So say it's taken you 4 months to get in to see the first one. Well, you're not changing again, are you? And then you've got to be open 100%. To the process for it to have any impact on you. And it's the same with a psychiatrist, I can imagine. You need to find someone you feel comfortable giving you that diagnosis and then telling you the drugs that you need to take. Like, it's so complicated.
But it also goes both ways, right? Because you can imagine as a human, if you're struggling with a certain aspect of your life and then you go to someone and you go to one person who says, hey, we can work on this and you don't need to be medicated, but it's going to take huge changes in your life and it's going to take a lot of work from your end. You might hear that and go, okay, but if I go see this other dude, he can just give me a pill and I don't need to change anything. So I'm just going to try that.
Well, I think that's why a lot of them work together too.
Yeah.
You often need a psychiatrist and a psychologist at the same time. But Patrick McGorry also spoke about how he believes a lot of people are being exploited when it comes to ADHD diagnosis, because he talked about how it's, I think, a $3,000 process for some people to get that diagnosis. And by the time you get to the end of that, you're pretty annoyed if you get a, no, you don't have it. And so there's often the idea that, you know, people want the answer they seek. And so people are being told they've got it and being diagnosed with it when they may not have it, which then changes the course of what you then do next, what medication you take, how you function in society once you're given that diagnosis, when it might not actually be the correct diagnosis. So I was looking into the government's plan, which is about free mental health hubs. And obviously this is a very short list I'm about to give you. There's a lot more detail if you have online with both sides of what they've promised. But free mental health hubs, which is incredibly helpful because 42% of people who needed to see a psych delayed or didn't go see the psychs. That's nearly half of people who wanted to see one delayed or didn't see it. And of those, 28% said they just couldn't afford it. It was too expensive at a cost sometimes of around $200. So those free hubs would be very helpful. The Coalition has spoken about doubling the appointments on the mental health plan. Currently, you can get 10 appointments, making it 20. Both are focusing on young people with mental health, which is, I think, incredible. But one of the things I noticed in Labor's plan was increasing jobs and positions, right? Now, that's awesome. But to be a psychiatrist, it's a 12 to 13-year degree. To be a psychologist takes around 6 years. This is not going to be a short-term fix. Like, to get more people into the industry as the aging workforce and all of that, if people stop being in the jobs, we need to get new people. That's a decade away from doing something about the current mental health system. Yeah. So I just can't see how any of this is going to fix the problem. And then the government will swap over. There'll be a new government. And I don't know. I think we're at crisis point.
But I don't think, and I know you want to focus on the mental health aspect, I think sadly this is just reflected across all of our health areas. I've got friends who are nurses in hospitals and they are being worked to death. And it's like they're, if not past crisis point already, they are absolutely there. And it's very similar to this. They are just, there's not enough staff and also... And again, this is why, I mean, it's a bit on us, which I hesitate to say this because if you need help, absolutely seek help. But she says, I've been sometimes, one of my friends, she's like, sometimes I've been working a 12-hour shift and we've had emergencies coming left, right and centre. And then we'll have someone come in because they didn't want to go to their doctor, but they've got a headache. And you're like, can you please just only use the services that you need?
Well, absolutely. And I think the demand on so many industries is through the roof at the moment. But let's just, for today, because obviously we can't solve every issue at a time, let's just talk about the wait for psychiatrists, psychologists, the mental health crisis in our country and how you found navigating that system. We should say 13 11 14 is the lifeline number if you need help right now. But if you're in the process of trying to get help, you finally worked out you do need some support. I want to talk about what that's been like trying to get that help. 13 10 60.
Carrie and Tommy.
It's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
We're talking about the mental health crisis in our country, the wait times to see a psychologist and a psychiatrist. The average wait time is 77 days. Some people are waiting up to 8 months. We've got Julie on the line now. Hey, Jules.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Are you navigating this system at the moment?
I am sort of.
Yeah.
I guess my position is that I'm on a disability pension and I just can't afford to go and see a psychiatrist or a psychologist. So the system seems to be set up to make you fail, basically, I think.
Jules, were you able to get on a mental health plan? And if so, did that help at all, or is that still out of the cost range?
Well, it's still out of the cost range because it might cover you for a little bit, but then you've got your psychologists, and fair enough, they've done all their study and that sort of thing, and they charge what they want, but you're still out of pocket. So it's just not something that's viable. And I've had 6 mental health hospital visits, and you might be okay for the 3 weeks that you're in there and it's all rosy, and then you have to come home again.
Jules, forgive my vagueness in this area, but I don't really No, but my mum was a psychologist and she's not dead. She's still with us. She's just not practicing anymore. But she used to have days where she would go and work at services and offer her service for free. Are those things still around or still accessible, or do they no longer exist?
Pretty much they no longer exist.
Sure.
There are a few like telehealth places that you can go through, but they're 15-minute appointments, so
right.
You can't really get much done in 15 minutes. So yeah, it's just a bit of a letdown. And I think since COVID, there's been quite an increase in mental health illnesses. And the care's just not there.
Obviously, speaking with a professional is great, and I'm not discouraging it at all. But also, your friendship circles and stuff are great in times when you're not doing the best. Do you have a network around you of people who, whilst they're not professionals, you can at least talk to?
I do have a few people, but you do lose a lot of people when you're mentally ill. There's a lot of people that just don't understand it and they abandon you, basically. Yeah.
Do you think they're scared, Julie? If you don't understand something, sometimes there's a fear of saying the wrong thing or that it might.
I think it's more on I guess on myself, like worried about how people will judge me. So then I pull back on friendships, and I think it's probably, and then they've gone. So and it just sort of slowly fades away, sort of. Yeah. So
Jules. Well, that's why we're talking about it this afternoon. We don't have a fix, but we can clearly see it's an issue, and it's presenting so differently for every single person who's going through the system, and every person's unique and individual. But Jules, thanks so much for calling. We've got Jess on the line. Hi, Jess.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
I'm good.
Tell us what's going on.
So I've been getting in contact with a lot of psychiatrists lately, but another issue that's been going on with in my case is a lot of them ask for a referral before I find out the wait times, and so then I have to go back to my doctor each time,
which costs
referral. Book an appointment, and ask for so many referrals before I can find out that I'll be waiting for 8 months.
Yes, why? There must be something I'm missing, because surely for the psychiatrist, they're not getting anything from that referral. Like, obviously,
So it was interesting when I was calling for my friend. They wanted to know what was the issue with the friend to work out which psychologist or psychiatrist they may need, and then they were like, the wait times for each of them is different. So maybe they check the referral to see what you're needing, and then they,
Sure, but it's not a kickback scheme.
I don't think it's like that. No, no. What about Peter? Hey, Peter, what did you want to say?
Hi, I'm on a bit of a different end. I actually work in a psych ward in Victoria, and I know the mental health system has been broken for a long time.
Right.
And the government knew about this years ago, and what they've actually done is taken funding away a lot from mental health. And now all of a sudden, an election comes up, and they're promising all this money, and like you said, it's going to take a long time to filter through.
Yeah.
We have people in the psych ward who come in who can't see a psychologist and escalate their mental health in the hopes that they can get on the ward so they can get the treatment on the ward, because we have psychologists and psychiatrists naturally working on the ward, which leads to overcrowding on the ward for people who really need it. And with the wards so overflowing, they're actually long waiting lists for the wards as well. There's bed pressure to get people in and out as quick as we can. So some people, the psychiatrists do a great job in sort of what they call a baseline for people before they leave. But we see so many people who just constantly come back over and over again because they're not getting the support from the mental health facilities. And also when they go out in the community, there's not enough support for them as well.
It's almost like the sorry, you go.
Well, I think, Peter, that's kind of what I was talking about before with my friend who's a nurse in a hospital, and she said while they have people with acute emergencies coming in, they also have people who just need something for their headache, and so they up their symptoms and come in and crowd the whole system and make it harder for everyone and the people that actually need the help.
Well, I think they did something, and I can't really remember which state it was, where they put almost these centres next to the major emergency departments that kind of triage people that aren't as urgent into those areas so they don't end up in the emergency department. They're like little offshoot, like almost like a a medical centre just to free up the beds in the ER. And it's almost like they need that with the mental health clinics, a place that you can come in and access the psychologist, which might be part of the idea of the mental health hubs that they're talking about, which is a step between seeing a psychologist and ending up in the mental health ward. Urgent care clinics. Yeah, that's what they were. What about Lynn? Hey, Lynn.
Hi, Carrie. My name's Lynn. I've got a daughter who has anorexia nervosa, one of the, I suppose, most deadliest mental health illnesses that you could possibly have. But all they do is basically, once you become medically unstable, stick you in a general medical facility to basically get your metrics up. And once your heart and liver and all that kind of stuff start to shut down from the starvation. But there is nobody that's mentally trained, a mental health clinic person with you during this journey whatsoever. So you can be in hospital for weeks, see a psychiatrist for about 10 minutes twice a week for them to say, oh, yep, that's great. Sure, you're getting fatter, you're getting your heart's getting a little bit better, your liver's a bit better, and then they send you on your merry way back home.
So there's no post-care plan or anything to see a psychologist or psychiatrist?
Well, you're on a wait list for a really long time.
Right.
And if you wanted to be able to go into a facility where you wanted to be able to try and refeed yourself and eat food, for example, and get back onto the system, just talking about the southeastern region, there are 4 beds available for the entire southeastern region to have any kind of care through the public system. Because the private system doesn't really want to have anything to do with you unless you're...
Oh, my God, Lynn, that must be so hard having your daughter go through that.
It is really hard. It is really hard because it's actually, it's deadly. It takes people's lives away and ruins, their organs and things like that during the process. But then to not have anyone that's psychologically
trained
there to
help
support you.
Yeah.
So a registered nurse does her best job ever, working a 12-hour shift, sitting by your bed, pumping, fluids and supplements into you, and then they basically just sit there and look at you, and there's no one else to talk to you about it. So it's a really broken, horrible system that basically people just get lost.
Well, we're sorry you're navigating at the moment. To all our callers, thank you so much for calling up. We're going to stay on the issue. It's worth informing yourself coming up into the election as well and what's being promised from both sides. And, it's certainly not going to be fixed anytime soon.
Carrie and Tommy.
Around Australia, if you drive home the Savo, it's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
So, because I reckon it was a few years ago when my group chat of me and my mates started just stumbling across this guy online that was making us laugh so much in like the fever pitch time of David Goggins and self-help stuff. This other alternate voice popped up and he sounded a bit like this.
Shocking weekend. Mental health at an all-time low. Need to do some self-care, so I got in 12 cans of Stella and whacked on 10 hours and 42 minutes of Rocky movies. Brilliant stuff. That bit when he goes, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. It's just so inspiring. Really pumped me up. This is for the doorman at Raquel's nightclub. If you think banning me for life and throwing me out my face 4 weeks in a row is going to stop me coming to 70s night this Thursday, you have another thing coming. Hope you like my disguise. Stay toxic.
We just started sending these videos back and forth. He's absolutely
You're not
hilarious.
the only one. Apparently his Stay Toxic sketches, if I can speak, have now gained over 100 million views in 1 year alone.
Yep.
99 million of them yours.
And that's true. And he's in Australia for the first time. He joins us now. Red Richardson. G'day, Red.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to our beautiful country. It's so nice to have you.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Is this your first time here?
Never been here before.
Long way, yeah.
Long way. Was it 28 hours? I didn't sleep once.
Didn't
the whole
you?
flight. I don't know why.
What did you do?
Yeah, it was awful. Just tried to sleep.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Don't you just take drugs?
I know. I took a not codeine. I can't remember what it was. My wife had some strong painkillers. They didn't work.
Really?
No.
Okay. You're touring your show. It's called Bugatti. It's going all around the country, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane and Perth. You're in Melbourne at the moment. Tickets are on sale at www.bowenpresents.com. Have the audiences been people like myself who have been following you for a long time and are absolutely nuts about you?
The majority. But then I'll get sort of 7 ladies in their early 80s. And I'll see them come in and I go, this isn't for you. And then they always sit in the front
Of course.
And so I feel like my grandma's watching me say disgusting things, and it's awkward.
What do they think they're seeing? Why
They
are they
probably
there?
go, oh, let's see what this young British man's all about. And then they take a punt, and it doesn't always,
Well, that's punting.
Yeah, it doesn't pay off.
It doesn't always pay off. I would assume you would have a lot of people when you walk out on stage. I reckon they're probably each show. Is there 7 guys that yell, "Stay toxic"?
Yeah, someone will shout something.
Yeah, and how much do you love that?
It's fine. I'm glad they're there. It doesn't help the show, though. I don't know what they expect to happen. People will go, "Where's Delicious Derek?" I'm like, well, it's not.
Where did Stay Toxic come from?
I don't know. I watched all those self-help videos for ages, and I just thought, God, no one's taking the piss out of these guys. And they need it so badly. It's unbelievable.
Well, what Goggins is Stay Hard?
His is Stay Hard, yeah. But it was weird. I didn't actually know that until...
Oh, did you?
No, not really. And then I said it in one of the videos, and then someone just said it back to me on the street, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. I'll keep that.
So your wife's out here with you?
No, I took her... She's at home. We had a kid recently, so that's where I got the painkillers from, because I needed them more than her. But no, she's at home in England.
How old's your little kid?
5 weeks.
Oh,
so,
my
I know.
God.
Yeah. So
Is it awesome?
Dad of the year.
Fleeing to Australia.
Yeah, the furthest place I could go to.
How's it all going?
It's good, yeah. Yeah, her mum's moved in. They're having a great time.
Is that, and obviously you don't have to answer this honestly, but is it a welcome reprieve, or are you missing the family?
But a bit of both.
Yeah.
There was times when, screaming and you go, oh, it's not too bad. And then you sort of feel bad as well. And yeah.
And then I saw that you auditioned for Harry Potter.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was, when I was 10, I got 2 auditions.
You were 10?
Yeah. Well, yeah. How old is Harry?
Yes,
Well,
right,
I was
of course.
due to
It would be
play
that
him.
long ago.
Well, no,
And-
I wasn't due to play him. I got down to the final, whatever. But
Final,
they-
what is the final whatever? Like
Well,
100 or 10?
I don't
or?
know. When I did my Edinburgh show in 2018, I massively exaggerated it for press and said it was the final 3. But I did one audition, then I got a call back and was one-on-one with the director.
Oh, my God.
So I don't know how close that is, but there was about
he's not meeting 200.
Christopher Columbus. Yeah, he rues the day.
Yeah. But this is, and I mean this
wild.
honestly, this is way better.
No, yeah, way better life.
Yeah, you don't want to be Harry.
No.
No.
I would have been sacked after film 2, I think.
When you're telling the other wizards to stay toxic.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait to see the show. Richardson's doing Australia. For the first time, as we said, his show is called Bugatti Melbourne. It's happening now. Then Sydney, Brisbane and Perth. Head to bowenpresents.com. Red, such a pleasure. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
Few Wednesday Arvo, it's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
It's the best competition in radio.
This is the best competition you've ever had. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God.
The Time Game Jackpot's weekly.
Oh, mate, you make our dreams come true.
All you need to do is say stop when exactly 5 seconds is up. This week, the jackpot is up to...
Hey, it's 100 shillings.
Carrie and Tommy's Time Game.
Is aye. Captain, what be your name?
No, I can't do it.
We're here on the 7 seas, which is calm today. The sea was a moody one yesterday. Oh, and looks like
It might
she be a moody one today.
Some dark clouds coming in today, too.
What be your name?
My name is Captain Longbeard.
Oh, that's good.
Not this beard.
No. What's my name?
What's your
Yes,
name?
Thank
Yes.
you. My name is Lieutenant Snotbuckle.
Oh, Snotbuckle.
Snotbuckle.
Oh.
Snut, not snot. Snutbuckle.
Snotbuckle.
Or snotbuckle.
Snotbuckle.
Like you just changed it.
Snot bucket. Aye, Laura. Aye.
Hi.
What be your name? No, it's Laura.
No, it's Laura. Yep.
Yeah, sorry, Laura. When have you ever had scurvy?
No.
Have you ever walked a plank?
Oh, no.
Have you ever had a patch over your eye or a parrot or a wooden leg? What do you be doing?
Yeah,
here?
done the patch before.
Have you? Did you have a wonky eye? One seeing?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's good out in the seas because you can see the other pirates coming while keeping one eye on the other pirates from the other way.
That's right. Yeah.
Did you have a hook for a hand, Laura? Oh, that
No,
does make it
just
easier
a
to put
patch.
the patch on.
Yes, it does. One time I had a friend and he didn't have a patch, but he forgot they didn't have a patch, and he went to take his patch off, but he had a hook, and so then he took out his eye, and then he needed a patch.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
No.
Do you know why we wear the patch?
Why?
It's because when we come up from below deck, and our eyes don't need to adjust to the sun, so we swap it over to our other eye. Not a joke, just
Interesting.
factual. You didn't know that, did you?
No. Can we play?
No. What do you want to play?
The time game.
Oh, good walk the plank. Okay,
Laura.
what's happened to my voice? Laura, are you ready
Yes.
to play?
I am.
Start.
Stop.
That felt good.
Where'd you feel it?
On pirate time.
What? What you be saying?
What?
He asked, where did you feel it?
Oh, I felt it in my boots. My big pirate boots.
I thought you only had one boot because you've got a wooden leg.
Isn't that why we call you Peggy?
But I'm not.
Peggy Sue.
Peggy boo-hoo. Could she be crying?
Aye.
Peggy boo.
Because she be walking the plank.
You know, all of this chatter is costing our customers, they're not listeners, a chance to
Aye,
play.
and they can have their money back.
I reckon she might have. What's the one where you lose your mind?
Oh, she does have the scurvy.
It starts in the genitals, but then goes to your brain. You know, what's that one? What's that one?
Oh, the syphilis.
It's,
The syphilis.
it's taking too long. These
I
people
think-
want to play for money.
Maybe that's why she's wearing the funny hat to
Oh,
contain the
yes.
syphilis.
Keep the head warm.
Yes. Which will spread the syph a bit more.
Did we explain why we're doing the pirate voice today?
No, we didn't.
No, we haven't done that
was,
at all.
That was Peggy Sif's job to do.
Oh,
over
Peggy
here.
Sif, you've let the team down.
Yeah, Peggy Sif, why are we doing the pirate voice?
I don't know why, because I'm
Because
wearing.
Robbie
It's because
Williams has
Robbie
scurvy.
Williams
Oh, that's
has
right. It wasn't to do with my
scurvy.
hat.
That's old.
Scurvy,
Maybe
sorry.
both.
That could be, but we should say
Allegedly.
How did Laura go?
Defamation.
How did Laura go?
I'd be one of the few pirates also concerned about defamation.
4.77.
Oh, bye.
Oh, she's walked the plank.
Can we just go quickly with Kristen so she can get a chance at the cash?
Oh, well, you be do it.
Kristen, you want some
Hi,
cash?
Carrie.
Hi, Kristen.
Hi, Peggy Sue.
Let's
Good.
ignore
That's
them and let's just try and win you some cash. You ready?
I am.
Start.
Stop.
Oi, that wasn't good.
How do you know?
That was great. What do you want about, Captain?
I think you might be
just-
going to
I'm
Davy Jones'
sorry,
locker.
I'm sorry, Kristen.
Oh, look, I
but
rang to tell you about a patient I had once that was orange and looked like an Oompa Loompa, but never mind.
Oh, keratinosis. I've had it
I was-
before, too. Was it keratinosis, Kristen?
I thought you were going to say, was it Carrie?
It
No,
could
they
be
ate too much-
Carrie.
They ate too much turmeric and they turned orange, and we thought they had liver failure, but they just had turmeric overdose. Never mind. We're not here to talk about that. We're here
Did
to
you
make
make
sure
a-
I get the money.
Did you make a funny joke and say it could be a turmeric?
I should have.
It's
It looked
not
like
a
Donald
turmeric.
Trump's love child, to be honest. Anyhow.
Okay. Oh, God, we're getting political.
Kristen.
Yes, how'd she go?
5.
Yes.
Point.
Yes.
9-1.
Told you it was shite.
Ah.
Oh,
Well,
that is a rough fall.
Grand death, though. Rachel, get a.
Well, ahoy there.
Well, ahoy, Captain Rachel.
Ahoy.
I hope you win the shillings. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready to play.
My co-host is ready to quit. She's started jotting
I've already
down
checked
thoughts.
out.
She's
I'm
journaling,
writing-
I think. She's writing a list of all the
I'm
men that
writing
could
on
have
the,
Day 7
given
out
us.
at sea with these
Yeah,
morons.
She's writing, Gary, did Gary give me syphilis?
Well, ahoy there, Carrie.
Yeah, there you go. You got to know ahoy.
What's that thing called that you roll up?
A Rolodex.
No.
Yeah, a sleeping bag.
No, the
Guess
thing
again.
that you write on.
An extension cord.
A pad.
A fax machine.
Oh, a child's cast.
Scroll.
on
A
a broken
typewriter.
down.
Scroll. I'm writing on my scroll.
Oh.
What are you that's a treat from a bakery. I've forgotten, has Rachel played yet, Carrie?
No.
Rachel, have you played yet?
I haven't played yet.
Oh, good, Rachel. Well, then you're in with a shot. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready.
Start.
Stop.
Oh, I felt that one right in me festering undergarments. Correct. We've just been told from the producers that Carrie must be some kind of landlubber. And I couldn't agree more, but it's not only the land she's loved, it's Graham and Gary and a long list of potential men who's given her the sif. Let's see how did Rachel
I'll
go.
file for defamation. Forget Robbie Williams.
And I'll use truth as a defense. How did Rachel go?
5.
Yes.
0.26.
Well, thank you.
What a polite dad.
Carrie and Tommy. Hello, monsters. This is Lady Gaga.
You've waited long enough, little monsters.
All you have to do while you're here is dance. That's it.
Lady Gaga presents
Mayhem definitely began here.
the Mayhem Ball. Live in Australia this December. Tickets and info at livenation.com.au.
Come and see me, Lady Gaga, live.
This is huge.
Massive.
Her first time in the country in 11 years. Ooh. All around the country she's going. Dates scheduled for Melbourne, Brisbane, Suncorp Stadium there. Sydney's Accor Stadium. Ticket pre-sales begin Monday, April 14. These big gaps between her Aussie dates. Like I think she's in Melbourne on the 5th of December, but then in Brisbane on the 9th of December. And you know what that means?
Extra shows?
I reckon. I mean, no one said that. But my little spidey senses
maybe
tell
she's
me
going to
that.
holiday because she's got
maybe.
Australian ties.
Well, last week, due to overwhelming global demand, she added 13 new dates and they all sold out the date they became available. So I got a little sneaky feeling that more shows will be put on the agenda. But this is so exciting!
Well, get your hands on some of the hottest tickies in town. Also, as is the case with any of the hottest tickies in town, we have some to give away. How's this? For your chance to win a weekend in Melbourne for you and 3 mates to see Lady Gaga at her first Australian show. Head to carrieandtommy.com.au and register now. It gets you 4 tickets to the show. Return flights from wherever you are in the country for 4 people and 2 nights accommodation. What a weekend.
Amazing.
You've waited long enough, little monsters. Lady Gaga presents the Mayhem Ball live in Australia this December. Tickets are on sale Wednesday, the 16th of April. Info is at livenation.com.au.
And making even more milestones, Die With a Smile by Gaga and Bruno Mars. It's made history as the first song to stay at number 1 for 170 days on the global Spotify chart. Prior to that, it was Dance Monkey for 120 weeks.
Was it?
Which I find so interesting. Like, to be fair, it's grown on me too. I hear it now and I love it. Whereas at first it took me a while to get my head around it. And I think it makes sense why it's still on the charts 170 days later.
It's a creeper.
It's a creeper. It's an absolute tune. So to celebrate Gaga hitting our shores in December, we're going to play a DJ Konski Gaga Mix Lovers.
Carrie and Tommy.
You Wednesday Arvo, it's Carrie Bigmore and Tommy Little.
Pick that boot for the loot. Booty, 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 looters in the boot. Looters in the boot. Looters in the boot.
Carrie and Tommy.
Pick the boot for the loot. Budget makes finding the right truck the easiest task on any to-do list. Good stuff.
Give it a look.
Getting close. Too late to enter now.
Yes.
We've got Katie on the line.
What a weird pause to put in. It's not too late.
Sorry, I was doing the sums in my head of how many people we've got now who are picking the boot, not the loot. How many have we got lined up? Is that 3?
Well, you said you were doing the sums.
I
so
know, I
what did
didn't
you come
get to the conclusion. I was trying to work it out.
We have
how
3
many
so
people
far.
are picking the
We've
boot?
got 3.
So right now, 3 people have got the chance at 10 grand.
Mm-hmm.
So Katie.
Should be on your sheet there, Carrie.
Katie, ignore
Hi.
our annoying producer. Katie, how are you?
Good, how are you today?
Very, very good. So you know how this works, right? You can pick the boot and play for the chance to win 10 grand cash hidden inside the boot of a budget truck. Or you can pick the loot today, you forfeit that right for the 10 grand. But we don't know how much cash is in this little
But
parcel
it's guaranteed,
here.
Carrie.
Okay.
Tell us a bit about yourself so we can get a sense of which way you might go. What do you do?
Well, I work at a casino. So I see a lot of people taking a lot of risk all the time.
And that works out well
Sometimes, Sometimes. Most of the time it doesn't. However, I feel like it would work out for me, surely, right?
Well, also Katie, having worked at a casino, you would understand pot odds. And so you would understand that.
What are pot odds?
It's your chance of winning versus your risk, your outlay. So in this case, there's only 3 people so far, and we're only going to speak to one other after you. So the most people that can possibly be picking the boots is 5. So you will have a 1 in 5 chance of winning $10,000. Or, as Carrie said,
I mean, the other day someone passed up $1,500. Like, there's serious cash to be handed round here, Katie. So what are you thinking?
Wow. Oh, yeah, that $1,500 is a lot of money, but a 1 in 5 chance sounds pretty good to me.
Because what would you be doing with it?
So I want to go to Antarctica. It's on my bucket list.
Awesome.
I want to go take a polar plunge, and I want to go sleep on the ice of Antarctica for the night.
Wow.
That sounds awesome, Katie.
Well, it sounds like you need a bit of cash for that. Yeah.
10 grand, but it does sound awesome.
So, Katie, are you going to pick the boot or pick the loot?
I am going to pick the boot.
Congratulations, Katie. You
4 people now. I just did the math.
You are in the running to win that $10,000. And as Carrie said, you got a 25% chance at the moment. Do you want to see how much money you would have won had you taken the loot?
Oh, okay.
I mean, I ask. It's kind of dumb me asking, Katie. We were going to say it anyway. I'm sorry.
That's all right. We can see if I'm going to be sad about it.
It's the biggest amount someone's missed out on so far. It's $2,000 cash, Katie.
Oh, God. No, it's okay. It's worth it.
Yeah.
1 in 5 chance is worth it.
Katie, yes, be positive. You're going to win this 10 grand.
Exactly.
Okay.
All my way. Then I'll be on the ice in Antarctica.
That sounds great. We'll see you soon.
Budget car rental makes fast, easy and affordable so you can get to the good stuff.
Follow Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little on socials at Carrie Tommy Show.
Bye.
Bye.